So I'm currently stood outside one of the most impressive buildings in the world. It's located in Southeast Asia, and there's no doubt that in the daytime this building is pretty impressive. And of course, the building is the Petronas Towers, situated in the beautiful city of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And whilst there's no doubt that this building is beautiful in the daytime and pretty impressive and has a huge mall inside of it, one thing that can make it even more beautiful is if you visit it after dark, because quite frankly it is one of the most astonishing lit buildings I've ever seen in all of the travels that I do. Just look at how impressive this building is. The film that made this building quite famous was Entrapment, starring Catherine Zeta-Jones and Sean Connery, which was released in 1999, and I think it was about a heist at the turn of the millennium. But, you know, I have to say, having seen this building many times, I have to say, if you're ever in Kuala Lumpur, it's definitely worth paying this a visit. The only problem you'll find is, because it's so beautiful, it's really busy. And if you just take a look at how many people here are looking to have their photos taken from all the angles, it's always really busy. But there is something that you can do by walking straight ahead here, where these fountains are, and straight ahead there's an entrance to the mall. And if you walk all the way to the back, and what you get is you pretty much get the same view but the other side. And the good news is there's less people there. So let's take you into the mall. So as you're with the fountains behind you, you make your way into the mall, and as you come through you'll see a race car, and eventually you'll find some escalators. I stopped recording mainly because there are a couple of children on the escalators, and I don't like to record people. Make your way to the Aquia KLCC, and you're going to have this very long walkway. The good news is, one thing, it helps build up your steps, and number two, it is air conditioned, which of course in Malaysia you're going to need. You get to the end and there's a little food court, but there's on the left, there's a little glass door. You walk up the steps and you'll be met with this view. So this is the KL City Park, and I'm not going to do it today, mainly because I'm far too hot at the moment. But if you come out from the mall and you come around the back and you just walk into the park, and then what you've got is you've got a really good view of the Twin Towers, but with just less people there. So the mall I walked you through, and you only saw a small part of it, is the Suria S-U-R-I-A mall, which is underneath the Petronas Towers. And I walked in, walked downstairs, and then walked all the way along that long corridor. What you can do, thank you very much, what you can do is you can also walk to the Pavillion Mall. And of course, sometimes in Southeast Asia it rains heavily, and also sometimes the sun is shining. So wouldn't it be good if there was a covered walkway? Good news, there is. Let's go and find it. So we make our way back down the stairs and we head, as I mentioned, towards the Aquaria KLCC, just on the left here. You keep walking and you come up these escalators, and then you just bear right and you'll head towards Bukit Bintang walkway. You're going to come up the escalator here, and all the way along it is signposted. So you're going to make a left, you keep walking. I was trying to keep up with this lady in front of me here, and she was walking really quickly. In the end, I decided I need to power past her. So I hit the turbo boost, made a right, and overtook when there was space. And you'll see that this is air conditioned. I must admit, because I was walking quickly, I was still really hot at this point. But eventually, as you come around the corner here and make a left here, and then you'll find your way kind of like outside into this area. And this is the Pavillion entrance. And as you come along this side, you will see that there's lots and lots of restaurants, lots of good places to eat. Malaysia is famed for its food. And if you want to go into the mall, you just need to go in one of the entrances on the left here. It has some normal shops as well as some high-end shops as well. And if you keep walking along, You'll see some more restaurants, and you'll be making your way kind of like outside. This guy was walking really quickly, and he had a trolley bag as well. I was really impressed by his fitness. I couldn't keep up with him. But as you come outside here, this is kind of like one of the other entrances, and there's a big fountain. This area here often changes. They kind of change the design, but you'll see the Pavillion Mall here. And this is actually quite close. This is an area called Bukit Bintang. And there's also, if you are looking for some bars and some restaurants that are a little bit more pub-like, then you can make your way down to somewhere called Changkat Bukit Bintang. Now, of course, you can get a grab taxi, but there's always the option of walking. One of the things that you'll notice whenever you're in Kuala Lumpur, it is absolutely packed with people, especially in this area. So I'm walking along here. There's lots of restaurants, lots of eateries, lots of shops, and lots of people as well. And I'm trying to weave my way through people so that you get a better view. And as you come to this junction, you can actually keep going straight and then go right. I actually doubled back on myself, and you'll find out why in a moment. And I was heading towards Changkat, the place with all the bars. Then I came across these two characters. They must have been so hot in the heat of Malaysia in those outfits. But I kept walking, and again, you'll see lots of shops, lots of people. So I found it very safe to walk. But then again, I'm a mid-50s male who's very confident. And I kind of like got to this part here. I checked my Google Maps, and I kept walking because it was a little bit unfamiliar to me. I made a bit of a mistake on that. I was following Google Maps, and then I think because my brain isn't working because it's so hot at the moment, I followed Google Maps as if I was in a car, but I'm not. Anyway, this is one way to come, and I'll keep videoing it and you can see it, but the other way, that big junction where I kind of like doubled back on myself, just keep going straight and then you take a right further down there. But Google Maps works really well here, pretty accurate, so if you've got data, use it definitely. So I changed Google Maps to walking rather than driving, and I carried on the route that I was previously taking. One of the things you'll notice is it's relatively easy to walk. The pavements are pretty good. As I was walking along here on the left-hand side, I saw a couple of ginormous rats. Now, of course, in any big city, there's always going to be rats, but in Kuala Lumpur, they're often a little bit more visible. I was getting towards the bottom of the Changkat bar area, and as I walked along here, there were some ladies who decided they want to have a talk with me. No, thanks. I decided I didn't want to talk with them, so I just kept on walking and then making my way into the bar area. Now, as you walk along this road, you will see that there's bars and restaurants on the left and on the right-hand side. There's people sitting inside, which is air-conditioned, which can be useful. But a lot of people will sit outside, and of course, they're dressing appropriately. For me, appropriately means a t-shirt and a short and shorts, just because, particularly for a British person in the Malaysian heat, it's always good to be a little bit cooler. There are people outside who will look to entice you into their restaurants or their bars. There's no heavy pressure. You can easily walk past them and be polite and just say no thanks, or just ignore them should you wish to. And as I've mentioned, I've been down here many times. Very often in a weekend to watch some of the Premiership football, which is broadcast maybe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon UK, which is coming up to either 10 or 11 p.m. in Malaysia. And some of the Sunday matches, which start at say 4:30 UK, that means they don't kick off until gone midnight. And these places are still open, and it's often still really busy. There are, of course, other sports as well. There's a lot of Australians who come here. They watch a lot of the Australian sports, and Formula One is often broadcast. So it's a good place to come if you're into your sports, into your socializing, and you like an area that's got lots and lots of activity. I was making my way up to the top, and on the left-hand side, you can see the Havana Bar and Cafe, which was my destination. And as you get towards the top, it does become a little bit quieter. And this is where I always get a taxi from, just because it's easier to get back to my hotel from the top here than if I get one from the bottom. So that was the walk from the Petronas Towers, along Pavillion Mall, and then all the way through Changkat. Looking back down there now at the beautiful bar scene. So that ends my tour of the Petronas Towers. It's very hot, close to 30 degrees in high humidity. Petronas Towers, walk into the Pavillion Mall, and then walk in the long way to Changkat and Bukit. What's the name? I can't remember the name. Bukit Bintang, that's it. I'm going to pop into that bar there. I've been there many times. It's the Havana bar. I'm going to grab myself a nice cold Coca-Cola, and then I'm going to get a grab taxi back to the hotel, ready to fly tomorrow morning.